And we are live. Okay, so medyo natagalan yung ating pagbabalik. Medyo busy. Okay, kamusta dyan, Sir UX? Wala kang webcam.
Yes, sir. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So yes, it's been a while. Busy for some other commitments. Yes, so webcam is lost, lost in. Uh, Kailangan bigyan ng Lazada or Shopee sa 12-12-12 na
May ano yun,
webcam.
padating na yung dalawang bagyo.
Oh,
Matindi.
naka-plug pa yung Shopee, plugging kayo dito sa amin. So, hello to all subscribers for Rizal Tech Guide and MikroTik Rizal.
Okay. So, ano ba topic natin for tonight?
So tonight, I prepared something wherein we will implement MikroTik wireless solutions, wherein a certain MikroTik product will connect to another MikroTik wireless product, and we try to establish connectivity. So as if it's a remote location. So like imitating a startup WISP, for example.
Ayun, maganda yung topic for today. So, meron ba tayong mga viewers dito?
Hello viewers, hello listeners.
Oo. Delayed pa yata yung ating YouTube. So, okay, sir, let's start.
Okay, so I will be sharing my screen now. So present now and entire screen. Let me know, guys, if you see my screen or you don't see my screen. Nakikita po ba ang aking presentation or screen, Sir Pulet?
So,
Okay.
Okay naman.
Okay. So networking with MikroTik or wireless networking with MikroTik. So I basically prepared a simple networking diagram here, wherein we have the the cloud, the internet cloud, wherein we have an upstream or ISP router, so this is one of our device. So we have hex RB750GR3 that will be connected to a Disk Lite 5AC. Then this Disk Lite 5AC will be connected wirelessly to another Disk Lite 5AC. And the client router will be Hub AC Lite. And we have also Hub Lite. Either way, either device could be okay. So for our devices, so I know some of you know about MikroTik products, so this is targeted for those new. So ano ba yung sinasabi ko na hex? So this is the product hex. So it is a 5 gigabit router. So it's very popular here in our country. So affordable, then performance wise is good or very good. So you have 4 CPU threads, you have 256 RAM, you have a gigabit port, so there's no Wi-Fi for this model. However, they say it as small but powerful. Si Hex RB75GR3. So for our point-to-point or for our wireless solution or outdoor wireless product, so we have Disk Lite. Okay, so this is MikroTik live stream. So I really have to use MikroTik products. So I know in our country there are other brands that are also popular. However, there are some are users are using what we call or implementing MikroTik products or solutions. So disk Lite 5AC, so it's is meant for point to point. Okay, so it has 21 dBi. Okay, so quite okay. So comes with AC support. So Sir Bullet. So this is one of the products that I've used in dito sa WISP namin sa Mindanao. Okay? Then finally we have the Hub AC Lite as our what we call client router. Okay? So hopefully you'll be familiar. Price wise, price varies, but should be affordable. Okay? Okay, Sir Bullet?
Okay, okay, okay.
So let's start with our hex. So this is our hex, or let me just reconnect again. So of course Winbox. So this one is from the scratch, but we will do it quickly. So for those of you might find it past. So we have some previous live stream or there are previous videos of Sir Bullet detailing how to configure your MikroTik. So address, there is none. Bridge, there is none. So basically, let's start with the list. Okay. So one, you have the LAN. Okay. So I will assume that my Ether 1 is my LAN. I don't have what we call LAN yet. So in our diagram, we have port 2 and 3 will be for the point-to-point connection or for to my wireless side, and you have 4 and 5 for your local area network. So doesn't say that it is on a single bridge or in a different bridge, but okay, let's just assume that it's on for the purposes of this what we call demonstration, same bridge, but it could be also on a different bridge. So you have bridge 1. Okay, you might rename it to uh, the name of the bridge that you like. So of course you don't add the Ether 1 because it's our one port, so you add the remaining ports. So you have 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll just add 4. Okay, I'll just add them all. So let me add the one that I'm connected to, Ether 2. It will be I'll be disconnected for a moment. Okay, so now we have what we call interfaces, you have LAN, and you have the bridge. Okay, so next, see if we can acquire an IP from the upstream router. So indeed, yes. So let us check before we even proceed if we can go to the internet. Yes. So I just leave here na isang client. So next is our bridge. We need to have an IP for our bridge. So let's say 100 at 1/24. So one of the private IPs that you can use 192.168 segment. You can use the entire 10, and there's 172. So okay. So for instance, I will also enable for now the DHCP server for this. So DHCP setup on the bridge, next, address space, okay, addresses to give out 100, okay, and list time should be okay. So finally, we'll do a NAT. Okay, so source NAT, out interface list will be 1, action, you have the masquerade. Okay, so this is very quick configuration for the hex. Okay, Sir Bullet,
Okay, okay.
did I did I miss something? So we have interfaces, we have the HTTP client. Let me know if I miss something. I'm in a hurry. Then we have IP address, and we have NAT in place, and we have of course the DHCP server and the DHCP pool also created. Okay, so roughly we are initially done for hex, and it is tested to go or can reach the internet. Okay, so next we connect to what we call the disk light. Okay, so if this is your first time to guys to see or connect to a disk light, basically the interface is still as like a hex. So wala pa ring pinagbago siya, ganun pa rin. So this is now our, okay, let me just reconnect to my hex. And is this my hex? Tama, Sir Bullet, no? This is
Oh.
my hex. So this is my hex. Let's just double check because I have also another hex in this area. So I have a bridge. I have an IP address that is 10. Okay. To be very sure, let's just rename. So system identity RTR01. Okay. So that should be it. So I will not be confused. So next, I will connect to my RB disk 5, a disk G-5ACD or disk Lite 5AC. Okay, so let's connect. Yes, you can connect. So if you are configuring a wireless product of MikroTik, so it's basically the same. The Winbox settings are still there. Only the difference are the interfaces. It comes with wireless, of course. So that's the only difference. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so the WLAN is disabled, so we will just enable this one. For interfaces, so the disk light comes with only one port, Ether 1, which is a gigabit port. So we can create a bridge. We can do it later. So wireless. So by default, it's a station. So the naming, you need to understand the naming for the mode, wireless modes for MikroTik. So it's not as straightforward as other brands like Access Point, Wireless Client, Wireless WDS Bridge, for example, although there's WDS here. So you have AP Bridge, and so on and so forth. So there are two choices in MikroTik to make it as an access point, AP Bridge and Bridge. However, okay, so disk light comes with license number 3, Sir Bullet.
Oo. Level 3,
So
level 3.
there is restriction, meaning to say you cannot make it as an AP bridge. So let's okay, sorry. So I just couldn't change the interface WLAN 1 because the license does not allow AP. So yung pinabigay sana ni Sir Bullet ng mga license
Oo, eh,
last time
lagay natin
I
dyan.
could I could use this one, and is it license 5 level 5, Sir Bullet,
Level,
right?
wag naman dyan. level,
Level 4 lang.
kung level 4,
Level 4.
lagay natin
Level
dyan, level
4.
4.
Okay. So, no need to worry for now, even we don't have the license or to upgrade. So we can still connect it as a bridge. But again, it's meant to be really as a bridge because what we call it's point-to-point na scenario. But if you make it as an AP bridge, it could become a point-to-multi-point scenario. But of course, you have a smaller or narrow beam width that you need to catch. Okay? So, wala nang time natin ipakita yung mga beam width ni disk light. Okay, so you have some options here. So, let's say N and AC. You can also have only AC because our other side can also support. So N and AC. So let's go to advanced mode quickly. So channel width, of course, it depends on what you're trying to achieve na bandwidth. So you can go to 80, but of course, if you are only wanted to have a small bandwidth na resulta sa kabila, like 10 Mbps or 5 Mbps lang, this is a bit overkill and this is prone to interference. So 2010, okay, so there is a website that is very good for you. So that is MCS Index, I believe, Sir Bullet.
MCS.
So you can refer to this table. So nandito po yung mga what we call gusto mong i-achieve na speed. Kung 6.5 ba, 13 Mbps ba, anong gagamitin mo na mga channel with 20 or 40 megahertz, and as well as the spatial stream. We will discuss more thoroughly on wireless, although we are slowly discussing wireless, but yun yung mga considerations natin. Obviously, what we call, you have some frequency, and for frequency, you need to do a frequency usage. Okay, so you'll check nearby anyone that is using this range. Okay, or you have your own third-party tool to check whether there are other radios in this range or in this frequency. So let's use, let's say, the non-DFS ones, for example. So it might be good to select a country to display the available frequency for you. So Philippines, where is our dear Philippines? Okay, 14 days before Christmas, Sir Bullet.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
So you see the frequency was updated, the list. Just now it's like 5700 only. So right now may na-add na mga frequency. So let's add a higher one. So for example, this is your Rizal Tech Guide, or RTG na lang.
RTG.
Okay. RTG. For radio name, let's say AP01. So it's very helpful also, so that you can distinguish on the registration table here. So which one is connected to which radio. So it's helpful to you. This one is available for MikroTik. There's a meaning for this. You have regulatory domain, you have antenna gain as well, and there are explanations about this. But for now, since I'm doing a demo that is they are near, so regulatory domain muna. So wireless protocol is set to any, but you can choose. Okay, so since we are doing MikroTik, so this is open or IEEE standard 802.11. The following are MikroTik proprietary. Okay, so NStream. So NV2 is a proprietary protocol of MikroTik. So it is the implementation of the time division multiplier, the TDMA, so of MikroTik. So if you will be using this is not compatible to 802.11, and it's not compatible to any other implementation of TDMA. Even it's TDMA, but it's a different brand, so hindi po siya compatible. So let's try NV2. So NV2, so we'll just go on here, and let's just click apply, and we'll go to NV2. Let's do a security. So let's say RTG. What's a good security password, Sir Bullet? What's your go-to password?
Patatas.
RTG live na lang. Live 2020. Let's just RTG live 2020. Okay? So there are also meaning of this one, the cell radius, so 30 km. So you might tweak that, of course, if you know. But for now, yun lang ang ating i-configure muna. So hopefully wala akong nakalimutan. So bridge, we'll just select this frequency, 5 gigahertz, 20 AP01, regulatory domain, and NV2, and the NV2 pre-shared key. Okay? So far, meron bang nakalimutan, Sir Bullet?
Wala naman.
Okay. Okay, let's do a bridge, but obviously it's not mandatory to create a bridge. You can make it as a router, wherein WLAN is separate, then the Ether one is a separate, but obviously for simplicity, you can also do bridge. So click OK. And the member ports are your WLAN 1, and the other member ports is your Ether 1. Okay, then let's put an IP, sorry. So na disconnect. So let's reconnect. So IP address. So plus. So bridge now. So ano nga yung IP natin, Sir Bullet? 10, 100, 100 dot, let's say this is 5 for example. So okay. So that's I'm not yet connected to I'm uh I'm not yet connected to the this light is not really it's not physically connected to the hex yet. So because I configure it, later on we'll connect the disk light. So far, did we miss something, Sir Bullet? So far,
Okay
okay.
naman, okay.
So okay naman. So let's connect now our dear disk light to the hex, and let's go back to the hex, see if we can discover. Okay, so this is RTR1. Click OK. So I've connected to port number 5. Sorry, is it port number 5? Port number 4, sorry. So medyo so this is a bridge, but the 4, so nasa 4 siya. Pero yan. Okay, so tools ping. So it's 10, 100, 100.5. Okay, so connected na si disk light natin. Okay? Okay.
Connected na.
Connected na sa hex, not connected across. Okay? So let's now switch to our other disk light. Okay? So this is the second disk light. So kung nakita mo lang yung mesa ko ngayon, Sir Bullet, ang dami kong device ngayon. So this one is the RB disk. This the station STN01. Oh, we forgot to change the identity. So let's check. So this one is the station. So STN for station. Okay, so let's turn on the wireless. Let's configure this one. So hindi na siya bridge kasi receiver siya, is a receiver. So you have some options here. But ultimately you have two choices, station or station bridge. So but if you want to bridge it to the Ether 1 port, so choose the station bridge. So NAC 57. Let's test your memory, Sir Bullet. What's the frequency?
Ano bang
Kanina.
5.6 yata.
Nakalimutan mo na.
5.6.
5765. Then RTG. Okay, so radio name is let's say STN01. So wireless protocol is NV2. Okay, so apply. Then let's go to NV2 security. So you will notice that wala na yung mga ibang settings ng NV2 pag station rate siya or station mode siya. So is it RTG live? Ano yung live natin? Capital?
Small?
Capital? Malalaman mo, no? Setting. RTG live. Apply. Okay. So yun, 5765 RTG. So wireless protocol, yan, R, yan. So yan yung gusto natin makita as the flag or code that we would like to see when we connect something in MikroTik, except for bridge, because just for clarification, So, yung sa hex kanina kasi naka-bridge. Kung may RS, S yon slave kasi. Kasi meaning to say, that port is a member of a bridge. But it's still running. So, the important one is R. So, running. So, right now, if we do a bridge as well here, let's do a bridge. Let's add the WLAN 1. And we have the, what we call, Ether 1. And let's have an IP address. Okay, so it's disconnected. So normal po kasi nagti-change siya. So IP address. So okay, ano ngayon? 6. Then you have 24 for the bridge one. Obviously, for point-to-point purposes, you might want to really carefully design your IP address scheme wherein /30 lang siya or and so on and so forth. But this one is for demonstration purposes. Okay, so bridge. So interfaces. So you see here RS kasi slave silang dalawa sa bridge na logical interface. So tools, ping, and you have what we call 10.100.100.1. Okay, and you have 10.100.100.5. Okay na, Sir Bullet?
Okay.
Okay, so if you do a tools ping here and you do a 888 start, okay, so no route to host because you need to add routes towards the destination or the default route towards the hex, for example. So gateway is 10.100.1 and click OK. So now, this what we call this disk light or station 1 could go to the internet or could reach internet. Okay? So, sana tayo? We are done with hex. We are done connecting disk light. We are done with this one. We have configured AP01, NV2 wireless, then station 01 to connect as a receiver to AP01, and we have also configured that it can go to the internet. So, okay? Uwi na tayo? Or meron pa ba? Meron pa.
Hub AC.
Meron ba tayong client? Hub AC Lite. Sorry.
Hub AC3, sir.
Hub AC3. So, I envy your Hub AC3. I don't have that yet.
Papamigay mo ba
Nope.
to? Papamigay mo? I-test ko muna.
Ikaw, sir, kung yan. So, the Hub AC Lite, ito po yung kanyang talagang board number or product number. So, RB952UI-5AC 2ND or Hub AC na lang para madali. Okay, so connect. Okay, so Hub AC. So Hub AC is also not connected or not configured yet. So basically, you'll just redo what we do on our hex 1. Okay, and you have the LAN here. And for example, sorry, you have Ether 1 as our wireless, our internet port. Then we have a bridge, so BR bridge ports. So 2. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Okay, so ayaw talaga. So 4, we have 5. Okay, so for instance, so LAN is our bridge. Okay, so we have different IP now here. Let's say this is 192.168.100.1/24. on our local area network. And IP firewall NAT. So plus source NAT out interface list 1 action masquerade, click OK. So IP DHCP client, so plus, so ether 1, then click OK. So now we'll connect. So it is not yet acquiring an IP address because I haven't connect the ether 1 of the station to port number 1 of Hub AC Lite. So hopefully they'll be connected. Okay. So interface, and yes, Sir Bullet. Sign of relief.
Ayun, connected.
Connected. So sign of relief. So we are connected. So ito po yung si Hub AC Lite. So nakakuha na siya ng IP address from the hex, which is the DHCP server. So if you take a look at the DHCP client set information, the DHCP server is our hex. So to verify if we have an internet, so meron pong internet. Okay? So this is simple connection for kumaga naka-broadcast lahat. Yung kumaga layer 2 lang itong part na ito, and this one is acquiring to the hex. Okay? Then next, so far any questions with this, Sir Bullet?
Wala
Sa ating
naman.
mga viewers or wala. So how about we implement PPPoE here? So the the current setting here is our Hub AC Lite is getting an IP from the hex as a DHCP server. However, if you want to implement a sort of authentication wherein only valid or subscriber here can really connect to your network, and you want some form of bandwidth management automatically along with the authentication, then PPPoE is a way to go. You can also disable or enable a certain user or a delinquent payer, for example, who having to pay the bills and for the connection. Okay, so let's start. So I have to connect to the hex again. So because hex is or would be our PPPoE server or access
Concentrator.
concentrator. Concentrator. Okay.
Concentrator.
So hex, where is hex? RT01. So let's connect. So I always implement 4 steps in doing PPPoE. So I usually start with IP pool first. So I will create a PPPoE pool, and let's say it's 5 MB. Okay, for the 5 MB pool. So let's say 172, or let's have 10.0.5.10 up to 10.0.5.100. Okay, so I'll copy perhaps another pool. So PPPoE pool 10 MB 10 M. So let's change this one to 10, and let's change this one to 10. Okay, so or if you have only a single PPPoE pool, you can also have that one, or you can have many PPPoE pool if you want to. Okay, so that is my step number 1 or step number 1. So next you go to the PPP menu and you go to profile. So you'll create a profile here. Okay, so normally I'll have separate profile for different speeds. So let's say this is profile for 5M. So we have pool here. IP pool just for, or I could just do a local address 10.0.0.1, and the remote address will be the PPPoE pool. I will perhaps provide my favorite DNS server, okay, or whatever DNS, okay. So protocols, you can do encryption here, so up to you. So limits, you can perhaps do here a 5M, 5M, okay. So for the rate limit, next I can just copy this one for my second PPPoE. So PPPoE profile 10M. We have only 20 minutes left, Sir Bullet, right?
20 minutes ba?
20 minutes or 2 hours pa?
20 minutes.
20 minutes to go. So 10M. Okay. So now that you have done, okay, your profile, you can also create some default profile here because this default profile don't have a rate limit. So perhaps it's good to have a de facto default profile when this two will not be used. It goes to maybe a lower limit. So if you wanted to. So secret is the username and password. So let's say this is user one and pass one. Not a good security example, but this one is for demonstration purposes. So user one, pass one. So for example, this is for 5M. Okay, so click OK, and you have user two, pass two, and service PPOE and profile. Okay. Then finally, your PPPoE server service will be on the bridge. And that's why ito yung default profile. Kung maganda may default profile ka na iba na medyo may rate limit, uh, it's good. Okay, you can also opt to one session per host to limit one connection per host. Okay, one session per host. So now the only problem here is the bridge has an IP address. So mababaw liwala yung pagka-PPPoE niya kasi kung may IP address yung bridge natin, the other side could also just create in an IP address even if you disable the DHCP server. So basically, the next step is disable this, the DHCP server, so you are not providing anymore a DHCP server service to your clients because you are going with the PPPoE. So you'll have to disable this or remove this. So I'll remove networks. So yung leases kanina, tanggalin natin. Then si IP pool, okay, talagang tanggal lahat. So pwede rin i-disable. Okay, so tinanggal natin. Then finally, you will also remove the IP address of the bridge. Okay, Sir Bullet?
Mm.
So si PPPoE, so best practice, the interface where the PPPoE is running should not carry an IP address and should be, of course, without a DHCP server. Of course, kung may IP address siya pero kung wala siyang DHCP server, pwede kasing mag-static yung client naman. So I think let's just go back if we cannot really connect. So I just want to remember my user 1, pass 1, and we will be good to go. And hopefully when we successfully authenticate, the Ac Lite will be our client. So ito yung PPOE natin. Ito hindi na sila PPOE na lang, pwede siya kumbaga siya static. However, itatanungin mo paano siya i-manage. Okay? So you could do some other stuff here that you can manage here, but for now let's leave it that way. This one will be our what we call our PPPoE client. Okay, so PPPoE client is our Ac Lite. So let's go now to our Ac Lite. So far walang nakalimutan, Sir Bullet, no?
Wala naman.
Wala naman. Nakalimutan lang pag hindi gumana. So, let's connect to our hub AC. Hub AC, yes, this one. So, let's change the system identity to CL01 or client 1. So right now, the difference is you will be disabling or removing the DHCP client here because wala namang magbibigay sa iyo ng IP address. So parang wala din siyang purpose to. So tatanggalin natin. Of course, kung tinanggal natin yon, wala na yung IP address niya na dynamic, wala na din yung routes niya na dynamic. Pag mawala na yung routes niya na dynamic, ang IP address na dynamic, wala na din siyang, kumbaga, internet connection. So, that one, because we need to connect this hub AC Lite to our, what we call PPPoE server or access concentrator. So, we could achieve this on interface. Okay, so, sorry. Okay, so PPPoE Client. So this one. So maraming mga klaseng interfaces kasi si MikroTik na supported. Okay, so PPPoE Client. On Ether1 interface, you can name it properly to whatever liking. For example, to RTG, WISP network. Okay, so para at least kung may pangalan ka ng telco, so ilagay mo yung telco dyan para at least alam mo on the interface. So the interface where you connect your cable going to the PPPoE server. So service, kung maraming service kasi o maraming tumatakbong PPPoE service yung si Hex, maglagay ka ng service mo. Pero kung wala naman, for example, so you just leave it that way. So user 1 and pass 1. Pass 1, tama ba? Okay. Let's just double check. Pass 1. And click OK. And wow. Okay.
So nakalimutan.
Nabunutan lang tinik. Walang nakalimutan. So wala, pero hindi pa. So hindi tayo pa kasiguro. Running ito. Pero ang tanong ko, maka-internet ba, di ba? So running. So when this is running, meaning to say it has acquired an IP address. So kung na-remember natin, nasa 5 Mbps plan halimbawa to. So 10.05.100 yung ang IP niya. So tama naman. So now, so if na-remember natin yung firewall NAT natin, our NAT is masqueraded to the out interface list 1. So if we remember, our interface list 1 is Ether1 only. So, kahit na may connection doon, wala pa rin tayong internet kasi mali yung ating masquerade rule or NAT rule. So, you don't need to really remove this. You can just simply add another interface list which is the PPPoE RTG. So, yun yung sinasabi ko na magandang i-rename mo yung interface to the proper one or descriptive enough so that when you do these things, it's easy for you to distinguish which one is from which one. Okay? So tools, the moment of truth, Sir Bullet, or 12 minutes na lang, baka mag-troubleshoot tayo. So this is the PPPoE access concentrator. So ito naman yung IP niya. So remember, wala pong IP yung mismong bridge, tinanggal natin. So itong 10.0.0.1, lumalabas lang ito pag merong app na PPPoE connection sa mga users ni Access Concentrator. So now, okay, delay drum roll, ano ba yan? Start, and yes, nabunutan, ayan. So may internet, so hindi po peke, 999, ano pa bang 1111, okay. So, itong uso ngayon, 12. Meron bang gano'n na? Meron bang gumagamit ng gano'n?
Meron yan.
Try natin. Wala. Walang gumagamit ng 12. 11 kaya. 11. Start. Wala. Wala pa ang gumagamit. Although public IP po yan sila ha. So, yun sir, panahon mo nang bumili ng IP na yon. 12. Bilhin. So, however, okay, 8 and 8. is okay. Okay, so tools, bandwidth test. I don't know, by default, si bandwidth test tool or yung bandwidth server naman ni MikroTik naka-enable yun at saka naka-authenticate. So let's see if, ang maganda sana kasi nito, ang pag-test, yung lagpas kay hex, yung pag-test sana. So, however, 10.0.0.1, hindi ko alam yung IP ng yung upstream niya. So, maganda sana doon. So, let's say receive na lang. So, receive is download. So, admin, walang password yung bandwidth test server. Si MikroTik po, kung baka sa mga iba na first time kay MikroTik, so bandwidth test kasi natin, speedtest.net or fast.com. Meron kasing bandwidth test tool si MikroTik. Tapos, meron din siyang what we call built-in bandwidth test server. Okay? Na by security purposes, dinidisable natin yan. Okay? Kung hindi naman natin ginagamit ang pagka-bandwidth test niya. So, but ang mabuti kasi when you do a bandwidth test, hindi daw yung ito at saka yung ito. Yung lagpas talaga daw niya. Okay? Para kasi hindi So, meaning to say, there is a bandwidth test that you can download on your computer para burden daw kasi itong bandwidth test for CPU. And it can perhaps affect the result that hindi siya yung talagang totoong result kung ano yung bandwidth test. So, it's better to have an external bandwidth test server installed. It's freely downloadable in MikroTik. You can install on your computer. And yun po yung pang-test natin. But for now, let's have this one. So, let's start. Kung makakonect. So, connecting at running. So, tama ba yung subscription natin? 5 Mbps lang?
5 lang, 5.
5 lang. So, yun. Akong i-maximize ko talaga. So, 4.9. So, tama po ang, kumbaga, bigay natin na bandwidth allocation sa PPPoE na user na hindi naman siya lumalagpas. O kung okay naman siya lumagpas para at least, pero hindi yung talagang overly na pagkalagpas na umaabot ng 10 or 8 or something. Okay? So, for this demo, we have tried this connection with DHCP lang, silang lahat, which is workable naman. Ang problema lang kasi kay DHCP, of course, wala siyang built-in na bandwidth management at walang bandwidth allocation. So, kung anong tawag nito, you still have to configure it on your hex to allocate the appropriate bandwidth for this particular client. Okay? So, we go to the hex. So, take a look. So far, okay na yung speed natin. 5 Mbps lang. And we go to our hex. And router 1. Let's go to the PPPoE side. So, you'll see that the user 1 dynamic interface, PPPoE interface is created once you successfully authenticate. So, meron siyang active connection. Okay? So, si letter L is local. Then, of course, kung hindi na ginagamit ito ng user, you can just disable this user and remove it from the active connection. So, therefore, that particular hub AC Lite will not be able to connect anymore to your, what we call, to your network or to your MikroTik here. Okay? Sir Bullet?
Okay na, okay.
So, hopefully, bigyan ko kayo ng tip or what we call lesson on how to configure pure MikroTik na point-to-point. So, MikroTik yung MikroTik yung disk light. Kasi yung iba, MikroTik dito, pero iba dito. So, hindi natin magsasabi kung anong brand, basta iba. But for our demonstration, pure MikroTik. Even dito, so normally, medyo end user consumer brand pa yung ginagamit natin instead na half AC Lite or half Lite. But if you want to have a full MikroTik what we call solution, it's also nice to have kasi makikita mo lahat sa neighbors. Okay? So, merong station 1, si client. You can also do a Winbox later. Okay, makikita mo silang lahat, si client, si station. Ito yung yung AP01 natin, Sir Bullet, na
Mm.
hindi natin na hindi natin na rename. Pero kita mo lahat sa Winbox. Ganun yung kagandahan pag kumbaga pure MikroTik ka from your main router to your access point to your station to your client, then you can manage it on a single utility, which is MikroTik Winbox. So easier for you. But of course, you can obviously have your own choice in your deployments. But MikroTik has also its own wireless solution. Okay, so I give you 5 minutes for any Q&A or things to ask. Okay, for sure we could add more features on this one. We could have yung pag Q3 may mga parent na merong mga what we call VLAN. You can also do over because may support naman ng VLAN ng mga wireless ni MikroTik. Obviously, we can do that as well.
Ganda yun, yung VLAN.
Yung VLAN. Okay, I think that's it for me, Sir Bullet, for this demonstration. Tama-tama naman, 8:26. Any questions from our subscribers, from the RTG clan, or 1 point, ilang subscribers ka na, Bullet? Sir Bullet, 1 point plus na.
1.2. Oh, salamat.
Yung ka-level mo na yung mga, anong tawag nito, yung mga kapamilya, kapuso.
Oh, layo pa.
Malayo pa.
Plug mo,
Or
sir,
mga,
yung ano. I-plug
mga
mo
K-drum.
yung
Mga K-drum.
bagong YT channel mo.
Okay.
Plug mo.
So, ano na to? So kung may time po kayo, if you have some time to go into, especially during holidays and you want to spend your time learning, so I have also another channel which is Inquirinity. So how to I'll just type it here. Dito talaga so Inquirinity. So you just go to, hindi po command ng MikroTik yan ha, baka sabihin nila, "Uy, bagong command ng MikroTik yan ha, Inquirinity." So you just go to YouTube po, search for Inquirinity. So it's very practically new, so wala pang masyadong laman. Pero pag magka-oras at magkaroon ng time talaga, magkaroon ng anong tawag diyan, Sir Bullet, yung desire and whatever, magkakaroon ng mga videos po 'yun. But of course, we will continue doing some tech what we call tips here or live stream sa Rizal Tech Guide. Okay, so Rizal has a special place in my heart, Char.
Nice. Ganito gawin natin. Ilan na ba subs mo?
Ha? Mahiya ba? Mga nasa double digit na naman.
Okay.
Pero bago, 2 days ago pa man yung channel ko, so that one is expected. So hopefully will grow.
Paubutin natin ng 500. Ibibigay natin to.
Half AC.
Half AC.
Ano ibibigay mo si?
Wow! Okay, papamigay natin to.
Hindi ako nagda-live stream ngayon, hindi ko nakita. So, yung in-unbox mo.
In-unbox ko.
So far, Sir Bullet, talagang
laki yun.
Nag-improve yung kumbaga coverage or tumatagos na siya sa mga walls or so far, gusto naman yung test natin.
So far okay naman. May improvement yung yung external antenna. And ito magandang i-upgrade to sa level 5 kasi taas na rin ng RAM to 256 MB. And yung
ilang CPU niya? CPU niya 4 din.
4 din.
Wow.
So parang
tapos yung storage niya
128.
128.
Oh. So marami.
Pero meron siyang external na SD or
USB port.
USB port. Para kasi yung mga hotspot, yun yung mga particular, kung lagyan mo ng mga hotspot na mga pages, etc.
May bago nga dito. May nakita ko dito parang tawag dito. May product information na nauhugot. Bago.
Sige, pakita mo yan, Sir Bullet, sa one of your videos mo
Ah,
sa RTG.
andyan yung mga ano, yung mga MAC address. Yung pangalan mo,
Ah,
pangalan ng owner.
okay.
Ano? So,
So hindi
yan.
na siya mananakaw.
Hindi naman
Oh,
nanakaw.
mananakaw. So paano 'yan pag pinamigay mo, pangalan mo talaga sa iba.
Ah, sige, papamigay
So,
natin, oo. Papamigay natin.
ayun. Malalayo.
Ay,
Ewan, baka may mga kabarangay dyan na 500 talaga yung nakilala.
500 subs sa
500 subs.
magsasub tayo
Count
sa
na.
ano, sa Inquirinity 500 sub. Paparapol natin tong ano, tong half AC, bagong half AC 3.
Wow.
Okay.
Generous. Magandang pasok ng taon. So, yun. So, next natin, close to Pasko na. 20, ano to, 18, 25 na yung next Friday.
Oo. So,
Perhaps we have one more. We could. I don't mind doing a live stream on Christmas Day also.
pwede.
25.
Oh,
Wala naman din. Stay at home naman din. Kasi due to, yun nga, although may vaccine na, pero tawag nito, wala pa rin dumarating sa atin. Hopefully, 2021 will be a remarkable year na matabunan natin yung 2020 na taon. So yun, Sir Bullet. So, hello?
hello. Oh.
Yan.
So, yun ang ating topic. Configuration ng APs, then yung PPPoE. So, i-edit natin tong live stream. And don't forget to subscribe to Inquirinity channel. Pabutin
Okay.
natin ng 500
Okay.
500 subs or more, or pwede 1K na kung kaya. Okay. And pag nag 500, paparaffle natin yung half AC3 natin.
Oo.
Okay. So, may
So, Sir Bullet, yung mga taga Indonesia, Singapore, okay, ano, kasali sila sa raffle.
mahirap magpadala ng ano eh. Mahirap nang magpadala. Tingnan natin kung
Tingnan natin.
baka si tinatawagan, we are calling the presence of Jason, our brother Jason from TGN Technology. Meron pa, 'di ba? Ipo-promote pa yung YouTube ni
yung TGN
Technology.
din.
Ilan ba 'yon? So yun, global yun, parapol, global yun. So kahit
So,
saan pwede.
So hi Jason.
Hi Jason.
Okay, so Sir Bullet, so
Okay.
good evening na tayo.
So,
magdi-dinner na. Good.
That's it for the night. And
Thank you guys.
Thank you for sa ating mga viewers. Thank you, and we are Tech Guys on Fridays, and see you again on our next live stream.
Bye-bye.